All right, let's look at batch transcoding in Compressor in order to get time-coded footage into TouchEdit. Compressor is probably one of the most economical tools for doing this. So what we want to do is we want to set up our own preset here, and what you generally do is you do it by basing it on one of their existing ones. So let's just try this one here. We duplicate that, and then let's go ahead and make a preset to do 1080p, which is the finest quality that that the iPad can play, and it's generally going to be good for any of your needs, for like if you want to show something really looking good high end. But if you're wanting to get more storage, it looks perfectly fine in lower resolutions as well. Okay, get that label there just so we can see it's QuickTime for TouchEdit. And the first thing we want to do is get the right type of file format. So we open this one, and good, we're in QuickTime Movie. We want to look at the settings, and we're going to change that so it's set to H.264. Okay, and you could have this on high or best. They both look really good. And in terms of if you're in a rush, you could do faster encode. I usually just leave it on best. I don't want any artifacting, and it's plenty fine for me. Okay, now let's look at the audio. We'll enable that, see what this one is. Oh, well, that's 5.1 sound. We want to probably work in stereo sound. Okay, the rest of these 48K looks great. Linear PCM's fantastic, and these are all good. Okay, that's it for the audio. Now what we just had to do is set our file size. We're going to do 1080p, so that's 1920 by 1080. Let's set that. Again, you might want to do smaller sizes, 720p, or I've had tremendous success fitting an entire movie onto my 64 gig iPad in 640 by 360, so you might think of that. All right, now these settings are good to go for doing a batch. We could do it right now, but the fun of Compressor is that we can make a droplet and do a little drag and drop. So we'll take this, we'll hit this to make a droplet. Yes, we have a folder called 1080p already, so we'll want to save it there. Okay, when it automatically puts the droplet in that folder because it likes to. Well, I like it on the desktop myself, so I'm going to put it next to my 640 360 and my 720. Okay, good. And now let's see. I'm going to just open the share monitor so we can see in a second what it's going to do once we set this. But otherwise, I'm going to close Compressor because it no longer needs to be open. I had already made QuickTime references off of my Avid of my footage, and QuickTime references take almost no time to make, whereas rendering out QuickTimes takes a lot of time. So this becomes one of the fastest ways to just do all this stuff and have it done in the background. So I'm going to grab scene 2 here and drag and drop it onto my droplet. And voila, that is the extent of it. It comes up here. It's going to ask me where to save it. Yes, good. It's that 1080p folder. That's what I want. But what I don't want is for it to add the settings name at the end of the file. I want to keep the original file name, so if I spit out an XML or something, I can load it into another nonlinear editing system and have it link. Okay, so you just hit submit from here, and then it asks if you want to give it a job title. We could, if we want, call it scene 2 or leave it blank. It really doesn't matter. You hit submit, and there it goes. And the compressor is great. You could use more cores and have done really and code a whole night and have